real business owners.
If you have a business and you don't have any sales reps for your business, that's something that I would think about. Now, this might not go well for 100% of entrepreneurs,
for sure.
but there is a group of you that are listening right now that may have a service or a product that could benefit from having somebody else focus on that full time. Because your attention is split between operating the business and doing a little bit of sales, your energy and enthusiasm isn't the same on the sales call because you're so in the weeds over here on your business. You're getting pulled in so many different directions. It's a little sporadic. But if that's somebody's main focus is just to do sales and that's all that they do, they're going to add a little bit more energy and enthusiasm to each call because that's their livelihood. Maybe you're already making $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month with your business. And so, yes, you would like it to grow, but you don't have the same urgency. That's not, you can get by right now. That sales rep that you bring internally, they can't get by unless they're making sales, unless they're making commissions and making money. So you need to put somebody in a situation where they have the ability to do that. Like if you own let's say a printing, you do print shirts or clothes or whatever. If you don't have an outside sales reps going around from business to business to business to business, looking at the businesses in the local area, free leads, right? Which is huge if you can get leads at zero cost. But then you get that individual knocking on each one of those businesses' doors, maybe send them with a care package and say, hey, here's 5 t-shirts that we printed with your logo on it. We're just down the street or we're a couple miles down the road. We would love to earn your business if you ever want to print apparel for your company.
Right.
Like, dude, I'm telling you.
Document everything too, like, because you'll find out over time, over a year, like how many times do we knock a door before we get, a really hot lead, and then how many times does that hot lead turn into a sale or a conversion? Because once you start understanding all of those things, then you can bring more people right into that, right? Like, because they got to understand the opportunity. The first sales guy is always the hardest one. You've got to sell them the hardest on like what the opportunity is because you're still figuring it out too.
Yeah.
Like when we started our sales team down here, we got 10 guys, all making well over 6 figures now.
Yeah.
Some of them in the mid 6 figures, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it wasn't like that in the beginning.
No.
It was all scraping just to make 100, 80, 75, right? But now we figured it out over time, more time. Now new guys come into that and they're like, ooh, that guy's making $100,000 because he's willing to put in the extra time and make the extra dials, and he's taking these extra leads, or he's hitting the database in his downtime. Like they are creating an opportunity for the next guy that comes in to that culture, right? And then when a guy steps up and starts making $200,000, guess what? Those eyeballs of those people coming in or below him are like, well, shit.
That's it.
He can do that too.
Yeah.
That's the power of having that in house too.
Yeah.
Like you don't see that stuff when you're virtual or you're outsourced.
Yeah, when you're seeing what other people are capable of, and you're like, holy cow, I can make X.
Yeah.
Right, and automatically you're not having to sell the opportunity because the opportunity sells itself because there's proof, right? And so what Kel's talking about is when you initially hire, there's no proof of concept. You can't really say our sales reps make X amount a year because you just don't really know what's going to happen, with something like that. But, I mean, let's take a look at like roofing contractors, right? Back in the day, did they have sales reps? No, they would just, hey, I'm a roofing company. I do my ads, and if you need a new roof, you'll call us and we'll come out and quote you.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's roofing contractors that have sales teams that go door to door after storms and where they know there's going to be damages on roofs and knock on, hey, let's see if we can get your insurance to cover that roof.
Yeah.
And now these guys are doing tens of millions of dollars a year.
It's just the reps, some of them are taking home $1 million.
Yeah, some of the sales reps are making, $500,000 to $1 million a year, and some of the top people. I mean, I bet even the bottom people do, $100,000, $200,000 a year.
So when they get a new guy knocking doors that's like chasing, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year, he comes in, he sees a guy doing it.
Yeah.
And what he's doing to do that.
He just knows now it's possible.
Yeah.
He just needs to know it's possible.
Yeah.
Like, show me what really is achievable, and if it's big enough, I'm gonna be motivated as shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, okay, well, that guy's doing $500,000. I can do that because I think I'm actually better than that individual. Yeah. If he can do it, I can do it, or if she can do it, I can do it, right? And so that industry blew up over the last 5 or 10 years because they've incorporated sales teams into their company. They're not just a roofing business. Right. That's just not what they do. Right. They're a sales company that actually sells roofing. right? And so you look at it as a contractor, yeah, that's the fulfillment side, but they're now far more dedicated on the sales side because they understand that's where the money is.
Right.
And then they just do the fulfillment on the back end. So it's kind of it's a little bit of a hybrid of a
So
sales team or a sales company, leadership company, because that's what they teach, sales and leadership,
Right.
and build these people up. And then they go out there, hit the doors, and then the revenue comes in.
Yeah.
The revenue came from the sales, not because they bought a $5 logo and said, now we're a roofing contractor.
Yeah.
They took the time to develop these human beings, get them out in the field, show them exactly what's possible, and now it's blown up their businesses, and it gives other people an opportunity to live a great life. So again, it doesn't matter what industry or what business you're in. Think about unique ways that you can add a sales team into that environment. It doesn't matter what it is. You can be a mechanic shop and it might be a little bit slow. Maybe you're not slow. Maybe you don't need a sales team because you're already super busy and you're well established. Cool, if that's you. But if you're year one, maybe you hire a salesperson that goes company to company like UPS, knocking on UPS's door. Hey, we would love to service all your trucks. Or FedEx, we'd love to service your trucks. Or wherever you could go that has fleets of vehicles, you can go have a salesperson knock on those doors and say, hey, here we are. We would love to be your first option to service